Hello. Wait, yes, I'm here. 20 to 8. 20 to 8. Yes, I have the tired today. I really have the tired. Partly my fault. Two reasons. One, I didn't get to bed till about 2 o'clock. But when I go to bed at that time, it's because I haven't been told the day before that, by the way, we're going to need you to get up early. You know, we need an early start. So I'm like, well, obviously I'm not getting an early start. They wouldn't call me at 6:30 in the morning, would they? They call me at 6:30 in the morning for a shift that's supposed to start at 6 o'clock. But because it's I think I was saying before, so you've got two shifts. One is 6 till 2, and there's a crossover shift which is 10 till 6. So obviously when the 10 o'clock people come in, that's when the 2 o'clock people, the 6 o'clock people go on lunch, and then they come back, and then obviously they work the shift till 2 o'clock, and then the 10 till 6 people have lunch at 1, so, you know, there's coverage. And there's like a couple of hours in the middle where everyone's there. Which is good. But because it's a kind of like crossover-y kind of area thing, even though I started late, I could obviously finish a bit later because there was still a shift to happen. So yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep, is the first thing, and then I got woken up, and then did, in total it's supposed to be like an 8-hour shift with a lunch, but I think I sort of ended up doing 8-3, so I like kind of lost an hour, but it's not too bad because I worked yesterday, and I'm working tomorrow, and possibly Friday, but that isn't confirmed yet. But either way, three guaranteed days. So yay. The other second reason it's kind of my fault is because I don't nap very well. I did sort of come in and chill out on the sofa, but this was after I washed, but before I put my pyjamas on. So I was less than dressed, and wasn't fully under any other covering apart from like a towel that was half on me. So I got cold. It's taken me a little while to warm up again, so I thought I might as well make dinner, and now I'm nice and warm. Very warm actually. I had to take my gown off. So yeah, but I could have napped when I got in, but I didn't. And now it's like, well, if I nap now, well, you know, we could just go to bed early, like a normal, sensible time. But if I nap now, will that just mess me up for later? So yeah, that. And then Adam sent me a text, like literally just now, saying, yeah, I don't think I'll be coming around tonight, but you probably won't out. He finishes at 5, but by the time he gets home and gets himself sorted out, 6 o'clock. And at 7:30 he's like, yeah, I'm not coming over tonight, I'm not feeling it tonight. Like, well, obviously, you would have called me by now. But that's between us, that's just us. And yes, I'm waving my water bottle around, sorry. Nearly went in the wrong hole. Yes, I find water can sometimes help me perk up a bit. It's never a bad thing. So yeah, that was my day, which was basically tiring. And I will get something resembling an early night for me tonight. And then maybe actually nap when I get in tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not good at napping. You know, I can. Napping for me is basically me sitting down and blinking for 2 hours because my body's decided we're napping right now, but I can't consciously shut myself off and go, okay, we're going to nap for a little bit now. Okay, apparently we're not napping for a little bit now. It doesn't work for me, it's very annoying. Anyway, that's today. This is the book with the questions. And I'll answer one, I guess. I didn't read the next one, but it's quite a long one, so I don't know. It could be one of those short answer, short question, long explanation. But anyway, let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Come up with an original idea for an app. come up with an original idea for an app that could help simplify or enhance your life. What would the app do? What would you call it? Who would use it? Well, I suppose the first part, if it's to simplify my life, I'd be using it. This is probably one of those things that I have kind of thought about before. But I have kind of, because I'm tired, it's kind of there, it's kind of floating. It was something to do with a TV show or archiving or it was kind of like, would it be older shows as well? That was it. That was it. Okay, so not so much necessarily an app idea, but just as a website generally, and I guess it could translate to an app because a lot of things seem to. So Adam and I were talking about quiz shows the other day. That's it, because we were watching Tom Scott's new quiz show, which we found quite interesting and intense, Lateral Thinking, which is really good. And I was saying about how Tom himself had been on a couple of episodes of Only Connect, and we had a bit of a discussion about Only Connect because I've tried watching it and I could never really get into it because there are some quiz shows like Catchphrase, for example, which are very accessible because Catchphrases is just like Rebus's, you know, you sort of look at the picture and work out what it is. And that's a game I've been playing since I was a kid, so it's a very family friendly quiz show. And there are other ones that are sort of more, you know, there are music based ones, there are sports ones, trivia ones, news, you know, there's a whole bunch of different things, like, you know, the music and sport or even the news ones are basically, have you been paying attention to the world around you? And they do sometimes require some knowledge. There is the trivia ones that are a bit more, you know, simple, easy questions, and there are trivia ones that are like a little bit more specialist. You know, we're talking, you know, not millionaire to like university challenge, but you know, you've got those university challenge ones, or like I don't know, just various ones that are just like, you've got your sort of, everyone can sit down and watch and veg out silly kind of quizzes, and you've got the ones that are a bit more intellectual, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, they just have their audiences and that's fine. Only Connect, I mean, even with like stuff like University Challenge or Eggheads or something like the more high-end quiz shows, I haven't necessarily been able to watch, you know, get most of the questions, but I still find them reasonably enjoyable because I couldn't be bothered to turn the telly over. Only Connect, I've never quite been able to get into it, I've never quite got on it. So I'm like, oh, I might try and watch the episodes with Tom Scott, because at least it's a person that I like. Like I used to watch Blockbuster when I was a kid, and I was way too young for it, but you know, that was kind of fun. So, what's this got to do with an app? Well, I should explain. And with the Blockbuster example. So, say you have an archive. Now, obviously, it'd be easier with modern quiz shows that are probably on iPlayer or other, you know. I know for a fact there was, I haven't checked for a while, but there was at one point the entirety of Catchphrase on a playlist on the YouTube. I don't know if that playlist is still there. I don't know if there's been like a takedown notice on it or anything, but for a time, for definite, there was one. Which is cool. But here's my thing, and I guess this would be for celebrity panel quiz shows like, you know, Mock the Week or QI or something like that, but more specifically for civilian, you know, normal people, non-celebrity quiz shows, you know, like Only Connects, like Eggheads, like Blockbusters, Wheel of Fortune, stuff like that. Oh, blankety blank, that's a good one. That's an old school one, but yeah. So you know, like I said, theoretically the modern ones you'd be able to archive easier than the older ones, but an archive initially of quiz shows. You know, so you've got, I guess you'd go alphabetically, so I can't think of one that begins with A, but you've got, you know, blockbusters, catchphrase, you know, right through question of sport, QI, and other ones that I can't remember in order. You know, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is Q. Yep, is after Q. So there you go. So you know, so you'd have your normal, as you'd expect, alphabetically organised quiz shows, and maybe you could do it categories like general knowledge, sports, music, news. That's fair enough. And you could have it like celebrity panel show and non-celebrity quiz show. Again, all great ways of doing it. Here's where the app comes in, and this is where the research would come in as well. Have it searchable, and actually maybe not necessarily research, just literally have a code to write down the names of the people that are in that show. You know, this is the show hosted by Bob Holness, and these are the episodes that feature Stefan Chilcott, Joe Bloggs, and Susan Schifrin. I was thinking Susan Sarandon, but I need something different. Actually, no, Sue Schifrin's a person as well. Sue Bloggs. Okay, Joe and Sue Bloggs, whatever. And yes, Stefan Chilcott is a specific example, and yes, the show is Blockbusters, because he's my old drama teacher, and he actually guest starred in an episode of Blockbuster. And there's the website, there's the app, there's the hook. An searchable archive of old quiz shows, not searchable by the title, not searchable by the subject or the host, but by the civilian guest star that was in it. So if you know that your mum's friend Jeff was on an episode of Blankety Blank, but you can't remember his surname, or you can't remember the year, or you don't know, you can literally search that person's name, and there's their episode. Who would use it? Anyone who's curious about their friend has ever been in a quiz show, or the person themselves, or anyone who just wants to look up random names. Maybe Joe and Sue Bloggs are a people. Maybe one did Blankety Blank and one did Blockbusters, and yes, so that is what I would do. It's one of those ones that is dependent on having the archive to begin with. You need the archive, but then I think it would simply be a matter of, in theory, watching the first 5 minutes of the programme. Alright? Hello, welcome to the show, Anne Clifton and Jeff Jefferson. And there you go. So you go, oh, this is the one that shows, so this episode, season number, title, you know, you'd probably find the production code somewhere in it, but like, or even just write your own code to say, oh, this is the serious catchphrase, this is the, you know, this is the season, this is the number in the actual series as I'm watching it, as I'm archiving it, and these are the people that are on it. So this is the episode that's got Sue Clifton and Jefferson. And you can literally look up their names, and then you can find the episodes and watch them with your friend, with your family, with yourself. So yeah, that's what I do. I'd have it like I don't know what I'd call it, like the Quiz Finder app, or I think Finding Me Quiz would be a bit too, who goes there? No, that's a bit weird. I don't have a name for it. There you go. I do not have a name. I don't know if it would necessarily enhance my life or anyone else's life. So it's not necessarily more of a time waster, but then a lot of apps are time wasters. How many apps actually improve your life? There's already calendar apps, there's already scheduling apps, there's already alarm clock apps, there's already, you know, cash conversion apps, you know, for exchange rates. This is just one so you can find people who've done quiz shows that you might enjoy, you know, if you know them from your past. And oh, would you call it Quizmasters? I don't have a title. I can't think what I would call it. Comment below if you've got a cool title for my app, because I'm interested to hear that. And whilst you're on your way down, you know, see if there's any other buttons you want to press. But yeah, no, that's I need to come up with if I think of a clever name, I'll let you know. But meanwhile, I'm over here on Twitter, so if I come up with a clever name, I won't put it on here. But otherwise, thank you for watching. I know this is a slightly longer one. I tried to keep them relatively short. But thanks for watching, especially if you got all the way here. You're all really awesome people. I've been Michelle, you've been listening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!